Hello everybody, Don't Cliche here. Welcome to another episode of Don't Disney Movie Reviews. What can you say about Jules Verne? Jules Verne was a French novelist who wrote books like Journey to the Center of the Earth, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and today's topic, Around the World in 80 Days. It's about a British man named Phileas Fogg who has just hired a new French man who addresses himself as Passepartout, and they have to travel around the world in 80 days because he made a bet with Lord Kelvin. There have been many film adaptations of the novel, one being the 1956 adaptation directed by Michael Anderson and starring David Niven, which even won an Oscar for Best Picture. In this week, I'm reviewing Disney's version of the story. Released on June 16th, 2004, the movie is Around the World in 80 Days. The film opens at the Bank of England before the turn of the century, and it's being robbed by a Chinese man named Lao Zhang, played by Jackie Chan, and the police go after him. While hiding in a tree, he sees Phileas Fogg, played by Steve Coogan, whose valet quits from trying to break the 50 miles per hour speed barrier. Lau then falls out of the tree and says that he will be his new valet.
I must commend the valet service on their impeccable foresight. But they know I only accept French valets.
Yes. Oui. I come from a long line of French valets. On my father's side, very, very French.
But your accent?
My father French, never speak. My mother Chinese, and never shuts up. All the children pick up her accent.
Very well. Would you be willing to risk your life to challenge the laws of physics as we know them?
Yes. And I can sing too.
Excellent. Pop this little hat on.
So Lau tries it out. During the test, the tracks come undone and Lau flies off.
Sorry! You valet!
Good morning.
Good morning. You'll be able to let go any second. The pack will run out of steam in exactly 3, 2, 1, now. Well done. We've broken the human speed barrier.
After that, Phileas tells Lau that he will be his valet for other inventions. However, Lau says no, but then sees the police and says yes.
Splendid. I can't wait to present my results to the Royal Academy.
At the Royal Academy of Science, Lord Kelvin, played by Jim Broadbent, is told by Colonel Kitchener, played by Ian McNeice, that his jade Buddha has been stolen from the bank. In his office, he's very upset and yells at Kitchener.
You blighter! You gave me every assurance that the Bank of England was impenetrable.
Sir, I said impregnable.
It's the same thing, you idiot!
Please, not the quills!
Lord Salisbury, please contact General Fang and inform her. No Buddha, no deal.
General Fang, played by Karen Mock, then comes in and tells Lord Kelvin that the Jade Buddha was delivered by the Bank of England.
What happens while it's in British hands?
Is absolutely your concern. Colonel Kitchener, Chief of Scotland Yard, please inform General Fang what other items were stolen from the Bank of England.
Nothing else.
Exactly. It seems your little land dispute has spilled over onto our noble shore. Until the Jade Buddha is back in my possession, you and your cause will receive no British military assistance whatsoever.
General Fang and her agents then leave. At Phileas's house, Lou tells him that his name is Passport 2, which Phileas hears as Passport 2, and shows him a room filled with bottled lights.
Bottled light. A miracle.
Hardly. Just undiscovered science from an American named Thomas Edison.
It turns on with a whistle.
Please don't do that.
Lau then sees Phileas's flying machine and thinks it's a giant moth.
It's a flying machine.
It can fly?
Yes. No. But it will. One day, when I've worked out the problem with the steering cables and that damn chicken. One day it will transport people through the air. Perhaps over entire oceans.
Later, Lau writes a letter to his father and looks at the Jade Buddha that he stole from the bank when suddenly...
Passport 2, departure for the Royal Academy of Science in 2 minutes. Prepare my urban transport device. It's the shoes with little wheels on them.
The two men then head over to the Royal Academy of Science, where Phileas tells everybody that he has broken the 50 miles per hour speed barrier. But nobody believes him. They then talk about the bank being robbed and who robbed it.
Yes, I heard it was a Chinese fellow, and he acted alone.
No, actually, they say he was Norwegian.
In fact, it was a gang of elderly Norwegians.
Yes, I heard it from a very reliable source that it was a gang of red-headed elderly Norwegians with very tiny feet.
Well, if you ask me, it's about time someone robbed that bank. Like this very institution, the Bank of England is outdated.
As usual, Fogg, your contempt for tradition is appalling.
You rest on your traditions if you prefer. But as with this bank robber, progress waits for no one.
Oh, so now you're an expert on the bank thief as well. Give us the benefit of your ineffable wisdom, Fogg.
Phileas then tells everybody about a ship leaving Dover for Paris 26 minutes ago.
From there, the thief takes the Orient Express, where he transfers to a steamer from Istanbul to India. In little over a month, that man could be in China.
If we're to believe Fogg's calculations, he will have circled the globe and returned to England in a fortnight.
Actually, by my calculations, it would be closer to exactly 80 days.
So Lord Kelvin then challenges Phileas to travel around the world in 80 days to prove that it can be done, and Fogg says he'll do it for his job.
With the Queen's ear, I could lead Britain and the rest of the world into a new age of progress and discovery.
Phileas then takes the wager. Later at his house, he tells Lau that he's risking his life's work on this, and Lau tells him that it's something he believes in.
Nothing could make more sense than that, sir.
You are an honorable man, Passepartout. But I'm afraid this was a calamitous lapse of judgment.
Mr. Fogg.
Yes?
Maybe we should let your family...
There really is no one left to tell. This house and my inventions are all I have.
And a brave new French valet that will help you make it around the world in 80 days.
You really believe we can succeed?
Yes.
Yes! 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 You're mad. We'll be sliced to pieces before we reach India.
Soon enough, Lau and Phileas begin their journey, and they soon run into Inspector Fix, played by Owen Bramner.
But
But I'm afraid I'm going to have to detain you and your valet until further notice.
See, this how doohickey is in violation of the city's new vehicle code.
Vehicle code?
Code 431. All vehicles must be powered by horses or other indigenous quadruped creatures of the like, excluding giraffes. And
My good man, you're drivelling. Now stand aside. I'm about to embark upon a journey around the world.
Ah! Not in this monstrosity, you're not. No!
That's hot.
It's an
Fix then causes the automobile to crash, and then Lau and Phileas take a police wagon to catch their boat.
Excuse us, we're just borrowing this vehicle to catch our ship to Paris. If someone could inform the appropriate authorities.
Bloody hell! My brain's leaking!
On the second day of the journey, Lau and Phileas arrive in Paris, France, where Lau pretends to take Fogg to a Thomas Edison convention, which is actually an art school where Fogg meets Monique LaRoche, played by Cecil de France, and looks at her painting.
Fly.
You feel something. You dream of flying. Of naked man.
Sometimes. The flying. Not the men.
I'm glad you like my painting.
Suddenly, Lou's attacked by some warriors sent by General Fang. Lau, Phileas, and Monique then escape from the place, and Monique asks Fogg to take her with him.
What?
I'm stifled here. Pigeonholed. They think of me only as a coat check girl.
Why?
Because I am the coat check girl.
Ah.
Look, the leading art critic in Paris. Look what you wrote about one of my paintings.
I can't read this. I think it's French.
I wish I couldn't.
Why do you carry it around with you?
When I do succeed, I can throw it in his face. But for now, I need a world journey to inspire me.
They get into a hot air balloon. A lady gets hold of Phileas's bag, so Lau jumps out to get it back.
Hey, lady! It's my bag.
No, that is my bag.
No, that's not your bag. It's my bag.
No.
You're crazy.
Yes.
Let it go.
You took my bag.
Christopher. Good catch.
Thank you.
Now he tries to climb back up, and he gets his pants caught on a statue.
Oh dear.
Once they catch their train, Phileas tells Monique that she can't continue going with them.
I'm not traveling with you. I'm making my own way. Maybe you shouldn't travel with me.
This is what happens when you leave your home. You meet people.
Phileas steps away for a few minutes, and Lau tells Monique that the Jade Buddha was stolen from his village, and he's trying to return it, and shows it to her.
Quite happy.
For many centuries, the Jade Buddha has protected my people. It has never left our village until now.
And those are thieves. Who are they?
The Black Scorpions. They work for an evil warlord, Fang. She wants the Buddha so she can take over my village. I must return the Jade Buddha to protect Lanzhou. Mr. Fogg is the fastest way.
Perhaps then, we can help one another. I will keep your secret. And you convince Mr. Fogg to allow me to travel the world with you.
So when Phileas returns, Lau tells him that Monique has to go with them.
And why is that?
We just discovered that we are related from the same family. I'm her father's second cousin's sister on my mother's side. French.
Monsieur Fogg, if I make the train go faster, I can come with you, oui?
Yes. I bid you farewell, Miss LaRoche.
Monique then goes to tell the engineers to make the train go faster. Later, while Lou tries to make some tea, Inspector Fix finds him.
A Jade Buddha? This is not a Jade Buddha.
Oh, yes, it is.
You're right, but I'm not a ballet.
Oh, really? Me bloody nose! Let me in! You're gonna play for school, Jimmy, really?
The journey then continues, and on day 10, the train stops in Istanbul, Turkey, where they meet Prince Happy, played by the Terminator himself, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I will pose for a few photographs, perhaps wearing a turban, holding an atlas.
Marcel. How magical that our paths should cross. Do you believe in fate?
Is that what you call it? One stops a moving train and kidnaps its passengers?
Phileas Fogg, please forgive me, but I feel like Aphrodite herself descended to Earth. Now what does a ravishing woman like you do?
I never think when I'm naked.
I do. In the bath.
Yes, but I mean...
No! Don't touch it! That is my most treasured possession.
I was only pointing. I was just...
Don't even point.
Rodin?
Yes, a Rodin.
Oh, I've never seen a more beautiful, muscular form.
Well, I can assure you, I'm in much better shape now.
Incroyable! This is a sculpture of you!
Yes.
Happy birthday, your pal, Rodin.
Prince Happy then invites the three of them to join him for dinner.
After the Duke and the Duchess sat down in a bath, I realized I forgot to put on my bathing suit. I'm such a fool, always embarrassing myself in front of visiting dignitaries. But you know how that can be, right, Phil?
Yes. It's Phileas, actually.
So, Foggy, tell me, I heard you're an inventor.
I try to apply myself to thinking of new ways to help better mankind, if that's what you mean.
Well, I'm not an inventor, but I did develop a new way of irrigating dry land so that no one in my kingdom ever has to be hungry.
After that talk, it's time for them to go, but Prince Happy wants Monique to stay and marry him. So as Lau and Phileas leave, they try to knock over Happy's statue of himself unless he hands Monique back to them.
All of you, drop your weapons.
Do as he says.
Get in the tent.
Everybody!
Now! Let's go, come on.
no, I assure you the statue is not harmed in any way. In fact, it's completely intact.
Thank you, Phil.
Meanwhile, in England, Lord Kelvin is told that the bank thief and Phileas's valet are the same man.
That numbskull Fogg doesn't even realize he's transporting the bank thief.
Or does he? He did leave town in quite a hurry, wouldn't you say, Lord Rhodes?
Indeed, Lord Salisbury. Evading arrest, stealing a police vehicle. Sounds rather incriminating to me.
One can almost deduce this entire bet was merely a ruse to facilitate his escape. Don't you agree, Lord Kelvin?
Yes. Brilliant, Lord Salisbury. I shall name a beef-related entree after you in your honour.
So Kelvin orders the British authorities in India to arrest Lau and Phileas. On day 24, they arrive in Agra, India, on a train, and the authorities try to catch them. They, along with Monique, disguise themselves, but soon Lau's captured by Fix, but then they run away from a chained man. Fang finds Fogg and Monique, but Fogg manages to use his sextant as a weapon to defeat her. They manage to escape and make it to China, where on day 41 they arrive at Lanzhou village. They enter the village and the villagers greet Lau.
Goodness, that's quite a welcome. These people know him?
It must be their custom, the way they welcome all strangers. Lao Xing.
Lao Xing!
哎，我跟你说，你看见那两个人，啊，是我的朋友啊，去。
Lau's then reunited with his family.
爸爸。哎呀，回来就好了，真是太好了，太好了。
老星。
快去整个饭店。走。
老星。
这谁呀？
哦，他是我的车夫。
哦，好，乖，起来，一起去吃饭去。好啊，这下好了，我们家有洋车夫了，你晓不晓得？哎呀，真开心啊，真开心啊！来呀来呀，一起来，大家一起来呀！
After Lau returns the Jade Buddha to his family, they have a feast. Phileas goes into Lau's room and sees some pictures of him with his family, along with the letter he wrote earlier, and finds out that his name is actually Lao Zhang. He then returns to the others, where he's pissed at Lau for lying to him.
I robbed the Bank of England.
You robbed the Bank of England?
Not for gold or money, but for the Jade Buddha. It was stolen from our village.
Phileas, he had no other choice. This was his only way to get home.
You knew about this?
Well,
I've nothing but respect for you, Mr. Fogg.
Then respect my deductive reasoning. You have both used me. You to escape to China and you to travel the world to further your impressionistic humbug. Your overtures of comradeship, of friendship, of... All of it was just a means to ensure I would take you along.
Julius then tries to leave and Lau goes after him, but they, along with Monique, are captured by black scorpions and they meet a Chinese man who's in prison for peeing in public. The scorpions then return, free Lau, and he fights them.
Science!
Wang Fei Hung, played by Sammo Hung, then shows up with his team, the 10 Tigers of Canton, which Lau is part of, and they attack the scorpions.
Execute the prisoners! I want their heads on pike!
What's happening?
They defeat the scorpions, and Lau makes the leader promise that they will never return to Lanzhou.
So.
These are my brothers and sister, the 10 Tigers,
There are only 9.
including me.
They're real. The legend was true.
The Jade Buddha is then put back where it belongs in the village temple, and Phileas leaves China alone. On day 61, he arrives in San Francisco, and as he looks for somebody to direct him to the Pacific Railroad station, he bumps into a woman.
I'm so sorry, sir. I'm such a rutabaga sometimes.
No. Please, it's my fault entirely. Let me,
Oh, Lord, I think I sprained my knee.
I should find you a physician.
There's a kind old doctor who has an office just around the corner.
Excellent. Well, I'll get him for you.
Thank you. There should be more people like you in this world. Woo, doggy! Jackpot!
3 days later, Lau and Monique arrive and Phileas is begging for money. He then meets a hobo played by Rob Schneider who tells him what to do.
What makes you different from them?
I'm hungry and miserable.
No, you stink. Now your stink is your most powerful weapon in your begging arsenal. Watch this.
Hey, give me some money, please.
Yeah, sure, fella. Just don't touch me. You stink. That guy smells like a dead horse.
I'm not proud of it. Simple, yet effective.
Fogg then tries it out.
Excuse me. Now, you...
I'm not gonna lie to you. That's gonna happen about half the time. Hey. It's a volume business.
Phileas then explains to the hobo that he's going to build a machine that will allow men to fly someday.
Flying men? Where?
Nowhere.
Where are the flying men? Where are the flying men?
They're over there.
The bird men are coming! I knew it! The bird men are coming! The bird men are coming!
He then looks at Monique's painting and finds a message on the back of it.
I traveled the world for inspiration and found it in a man who lives what he dreams.
Suddenly, Lau and Monique find him.
That's part two! Monique!
Mr. Fogg.
You crossed the Pacific Ocean. For me?
We will help you win your bet.
Mr. Fogg, I will never let you down.
But why would you do this?
Because you are our friend. And perhaps more.
More with her. You and me, we just stay with friends.
At the Royal Academy of Science, Fang offers Lord Kelvin something even more precious than a jade Buddha.
Beneath Landro are a series of untapped jade reserves. If the town were to be overrun, those reserves would be ours.
I see. However, should Phileas Fogg win this race, I will have neither the power nor the means to hand over any arsenal.
Then I will see to it personally that Mr. Fogg's journey is cut short.
Very well. Let us consider our deal to be...
Later in the desert on day 66, Phileas, Lau, and Monique are stranded and they meet the Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur, played by Luke and Owen Wilson respectively, who are big fans of Fogg.
Mr. Fogg? My name is Orville Wright. This is my brother Wilbur. We're big fans of yours.
Well, fan's a strong word. Better way to say is we got a lot of money riding on you to win your bet. You gonna win it?
We're gonna use our winnings to build this.
Or maybe now's not the time. Or let me explain it to Mr. Fogg. Mr. Fogg, just 1 second. You gotta forgive my brother. He's got his head up in the clouds. He's got a sad little dreamers. Thinks one day man's gonna go swooshing around on the planet like a little hummingbird flying through the air. Yeah, we're all gonna fly. He thinks so too. It's really kind of sad. I'm sorry. He's kind of a moron.
He's mastered the cable steering system. I knew it. The drag and lift ratio. This is brilliant.
Thank you.
Monique then asks them if they see Lau.
But you mean the crazy half-naked Chinese guy we saw running around where he was like
Singing Frere Jacques?
Yeah, he had a cow skull on his head?
Possibly.
Yes.
He's in the back of the wagon.
Is that you, Grandma?
The groups then continue going on their own journeys, and Phileas, Lau, and Monique arrive in New York City on day 72, where everybody is cheering for Fogg.
Our steamer for London leaves in 10 minutes.
Go, 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 go!
We're never going to make it.
They then go into a building with a police officer where they meet General Fang.
Your journey has caused quite a stir, Mr. Fogg. But I'm afraid it ends here.
Leave them alone, Fang. This has nothing to do with them.
On the contrary, Lao Xing, Lord Kelvin and I have made new arrangements to conquer Landro. Unfortunately for Mr. Fogg, they entail his permanent detour.
I knew Kelvin was duplicitous, but to align himself with such a little scoundrel... All right, you're not a scoundrel, but you are quite small. As in, petite, but most definitely lethal and, generally very scary.
Fang and her army then attack Lau.
Go up there!
Stop them!
Passepartout! My cane! There!
Phileas and Monique then call to Lau for help because they're trapped, and he manages to get to them. Fogg and Monique then leave to catch the boat, but then Fogg realizes that Lau can't fight General Fang by himself, so they go back where Lau and Fang are about to be crushed, and Phileas tries to save Lau.
Mr. Fogg!
Lau emerges, and so does Fang, but then Monique takes care of her.
He must be the 11th tiger.
They then leave to catch the next boat to London. Then on day 73, they're on the Atlantic Ocean, but they don't think they'll make it. But then the captain, played by Mark Abbey, has the crew make the ship go faster. Later, they run out of coal, but luckily Phyllis gets an idea to fly to London.
We simply follow the laws of physics mastered by the birds millennia ago and combine it with the Wright brothers' ingenious cable steering system.
Most people would laugh at you, but not us. We care about you.
However, he does have to dismantle the ship.
Dismantle Carmen. But she's my livelihood, my most loyal companion. Never, never, ever.
What if I could direct you to an impeccable physician who could replace both your nipples at my expense? And I will give you enough money to buy a brand new ship.
You had me at the nipples. Cornelius, fetch me my toolkit.
So they dismantle the ship and build a flying machine.
I'll go sharpen the propeller. Wrong way, not looking.
Then on the final day, with approximately 8 hours left, they take off.
You did it, Phileas! We are flying!
My God! It's magical.
Better than your dreams.
Better than my dreams.
Hey! Don't forget to steer!
However, when they only have 3 minutes left, the machine starts to break apart, and Lord Kelvin orders the police to arrest Phileas once he lands. So the machine lands, and the police keep them from reaching the top step of the Royal Academy, and time runs out. However...
Tell me why! Prove it! I wish to face somebody important!
Should have thrown him through a high window.
Get off!
Get rid of this buffoon!
Buffoon, eh? The thanks I get for going halfway around the world to stop fog for you, eh?
He also sent a Chinese warlord to kill Phileas Fogg!
That's right, he didn't know! Lies! All of it! Kitchener!
Yes?
Tell them!
Well, yes, well, the thing, I was...
Mumbling moron. Salisbury, please translate Kitchener's incoherent blather.
Yes. Yes!
Rhodes!
The thing of it is, I don't want to make a fuss about
You
any...
spineless cretins!
That man stuck me with quills. Bunches of them.
Yes! Lord Kelvin's a bullet!
It's true! I hate to admit it, but I'm a battered lord.
Oh, boo-hoo! So what if I did try to kill Phileas Fogg? What are you gutless peons going to do about it? I hold all the power! I run everything! So which of you halfwits is going to stop me?
Queen Victoria, played by Kathy Bates, then shows up and orders for Kelvin to be arrested and tells Phileas that he still has 24 hours left to go. Lau explains that he moved Phileas's watch ahead an hour every time they pass the time zone.
The international dateline. We set our watches forward at 24 time zones, so here it's still day 79.
So
We've won! We won! Thank God!
Your Majesty, I apologize. Do forgive me. I quite forgot myself.
Go and win your bet, Mr. Fogg. I shall need a new Minister of Science.
Yes, of course, Your Majesty.
So Phileas, Lau, and Monique run up the steps of the Royal Academy and win the bet.
Well done.
Go ahead.
And that was Around the World in 80 Days. My thoughts? It's pretty good, but despite what I thought of it, it didn't get good reviews from critics and was a box office bomb. On a budget of $110 million, the film only made a worldwide total of $72 million, and in 2014, it was listed on Los Angeles Times list as one of the most expensive box office bombs of all time. Now let's move on to the production of the film. The idea of remaking the 1956 adaptation of the book started when Warner Brothers planned it and wanted Stephen Sommers to direct it and Brendan Fraser to be the star after the success of The Mummy, and Stan Chervin wrote the script to utilize it. At that time, 20th Century Fox and Gold Machine were working on an adaptation of their own with Mark Rosenthal and Lawrence Connor as the writers and Ang Lee and Stephen Herrick as directors. Then when Frank Carossi got involved, he read the original book and the 1956 film and realized that the story didn't have a lead character. So he reworked on the plot, and it involved Phileas Fogg having an R. Karasi originally wanted Johnny Depp to play the part, but the executives didn't think that Depp in a family film would work, so they went with Jackie Chan in 2002, who was paid approximately $18 million, and Steve Coogan was casted as Fogg. Walden Media was put in charge of investing the film, and Summit Entertainment handled the foreign sales. And now it's time for me to give my opinion on the film. In the end, while this film got bad reviews from critics, I still enjoy it. It does have flaws, but I still like it. I give it a rating of 3.5 stars out of 5. Well, that's it for Around the World in 80 Days. Be sure to join next week when I'll be reviewing the cartooniest looking Studio Ghibli film ever. And if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to tell your friends about me, leave some questions in the comments below, subscribe, and hit that like button.
The race is won, a feat for man. 80 days since it all began. Crowds are cheering for Phileas Fogg. Mice are dancing with cats and dogs. But he has proved with a positive mind the world.
I think I'm going to have to make a rule for this.